You know, two words that are easy to say too often get lost in the shuffle, and we are reminded of how important they are on a day like tomorrow.
Indeed we are, Amanda, because tomorrow, of course, is Veterans Day. And saying thank you to those who served can come in so many great forms. One organization goes to great lengths to do so. As you know, honor flights take World War II, Korean and Vietnam War veterans to Washington, D.C. to see their memorials for free. It's a very long but very rewarding day for everyone on board. Recently, KWWL's Jerry Gallagher and chief photographer Sean O'Neal joined the Eastern Iowa honor flight to show us how one Iowa veteran went to D.C. to honor two others who could not go.
There's a plane out there. I'll bet that's our plane, huh?
This is Don. He'll turn 90 next week.
I better not forget my coat.
He's a father of 8 and a Korean War-era veteran. He has seen a lot in his 9 decades, but he has no idea what's ahead of him on this day.
Where are you from? Atkins, okay.
Don, along with 81 other veterans, will board the Eastern Iowa honor flight for Washington, D.C., a city Don has never seen. At Reagan National Airport.
There. I'm a hugger. Oh, so much. Thank you.
Perfect strangers.
He's a Vietnam veteran, too.
Greet this group of Iowans as if they've been friends for life.
Nice to see you people come out. That's great. That's great. We didn't expect this.
USA! USA! USA!
First stop in D.C. is at the World War II Memorial.
I think I see somebody.
Don is surprised by 3 of his nieces who landed in Washington before he did.
What a reunion.
Thank you so much for your service.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wish the brothers could be here. Yeah.
Don's 2 older brothers, Daryl and Cyril, both World War II veterans, are being honored on this day through a special program called Flags of Our Heroes. Daryl's son Gene joins Don in a private ceremony saluting 2 men who died before they could see their own memorial.
I wanted some way to honor my dad.
Sarah Beck first learned of Flags of Our Heroes a year ago.
I thought, that's it. That's what I'm going to do.
Her dad, Cyril, born in Brooklyn, Iowa, was an air traffic controller in the Army.
I'm just so proud of him.
Cyril's brother, Daryl, was in Normandy.
He had a rough go. He really did. There was 160 guys in his outfit in the 3rd Armored Division of the 1st Army, and only 7 of them came back.
Daryl did come home, perhaps thanks to a divine roadside intervention. As the story goes, he was in a convoy in Normandy and spotted someone selling rosary beads, which he wanted for his mother.
He got out, and they were hit by fire, and he always told the story that those rosary beads saved his life that day.
He surely did his part. He really did. And Cyril did too.
He would have just loved today. He's just saying, wow, look what they did. You know, look what they did for me, but, you know, it's the least that I could do for him.
I like your hat. Can I shake your hand?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, that's great.
Another stop, another surprise. Students from Maryland with thank you cards.
Oh, that was nice of those kids and the teacher to bring them, you know.
From there, a whirlwind tour of war memorials. Korean, Vietnam, the brand new Veterans Disabled for Life Memorial near Capitol Hill.
Isn't Arlington Cemetery immense?
This could be the most unforgettable stop.
You are about to witness the changing of the guard. In keeping with the dignity of this ceremony, it is requested that everyone remain silent and standing.
The silence is deafening in a way that's hard to describe unless you witness it yourself. The tomb of the unknown soldier is guarded all day, every day. To symbolize the highest military honor, the guard marches 21 steps, pauses for 21 seconds, and then takes another 21 paces. Don's nephew, Gene, is one of those selected for the wreath-laying ceremony.
Reset!
I'll remember this the rest of my life.
As he stopped at memorial after memorial, his thoughts turned to sacrifice and his own service.
My orders had come down to go overseas, and I was in an automobile accident in Indianapolis. And by the time I got out of the hospital, they said it's too late to send you over there.
His service time was about up, but there's no time clock on his sense of humor.
I fought a lot of battles in the United States: Indianapolis, Fort Worth, Dallas, Aurora, Cincinnati. I was in a lot of tough battles.
For the most part, his focus is on those who did serve in the foxholes. And as he leaves Washington with the rest of the Iowa crew, he is thanking them for their service. There's just enough time for one more revelation. 1,000 people line the Eastern Iowa Airport in Cedar Rapids to welcome the veterans home.
Right? We never expected this.
You deserve it. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
As the music ends and well-wishers say goodnight, Don pauses at the airport to reflect on a day that he would call one of the greatest in his life. A private moment with a letter, one of about 24 he received on the flight home.
Grandpa, thank you for serving the country at the Korean War. I love you to Korean and back a million zillion times. They could not have done it without you.
What is it like to be in war? I really cannot imagine serving in the Korean War or any kind of war. Sent with lots of love, your granddaughter,
Maddie.
It's a day he will cherish, and so will I, because Don is my dad.
Love you, Dad. Oh, thanks, Jerry. Thank you. It's been an overwhelming day. Overwhelming day, yeah.
How about that, huh? Well, Jerry and his dad had a chance to be part of the 18th honor flight to Washington, D.C. since they started about 5 years ago making that trip. Had the privilege of being on that very first one. And like the Waterloo honor flights, this is a nonprofit organization which depends solely on your donations to make these wonderful trips happen. To all of our veterans who have served, we say thank you.